That's part of the creative process because I don't think of ideas of like, what am I going to do next? I dream ideas.
Creativity, it's here. It's already living and amongst us.
I think creativity may not be a thing unto itself.
La creatividad es poder.
Así que yo creo que la creatividad es la perfecta expresión de la evolución humana.
I love shoes. I love them. And he said, your shoes are no good. And I was like, Grandpa, these are the most expensive Nikes. And he's like, you don't know how to make that, so it has no value. And so he taught me to get old tires, cut the sidewall out, and then stitch it together with, we use buffalo hide. And so I innovated like making it into street fashion. So then and it was funny, I was on the streets of Guatemala and I had finished my first 12 pairs of shoes that I have ever made. And people stopped and there was a crowd that stopped and said, what is this? I've never seen anything like these. And I was like, oh, they're car tire bottoms and they're hand stitched by me and everyone is one of a kind. And so I didn't even mean to sell them. And then half of the shoes were gone in the 10 minutes that I was just sitting on a street corner. The first thing as far as creativity was, I would say working with clay. And I went to school for engineering, so I built engines for cars. But working with clay allowed the artistic process to happen because I don't know where you're from, but they say we're made of two things. We're made of clay and we're made of maíz. And that's how that Apache people were built. I was thankful to my grandparents because they always gave us something to create. The main point, if you look at our insignia for my company, the logo, it is 4 colors of corn. And so black, white, red, and yellow. And they're woven together like a rope. And the roots go down into the earth counterclockwise. So the roots going counterclockwise is the representative of us going back into time to receive gifts from our ancestors. And then roots going clockwise is they follow the sun and everything that happens fresh and in the future. And they're bound by the seed because they're born out of a seed like this. And that seed was given to me by my mother in a dream. And then the next day I woke and heard from my family that she had been killed by a car the previous day when she was walking across the street. We dream, and what our ancestors dream for us, they plant those seeds, but literally she gave that to me in a dream. And I didn't know what it was. I was like, I'm not a farmer. I don't know what to do with the seed. And she says, plant it and take care of it. And so this is a nonprofit organization. So all the donations go back to the indigenous communities, both in Chiapas and in Guatemala. And so we can continue to dream. But the way that we dream is with our hands. Because you dream at night when you're sleeping, but when you're awake, you dream with your hands. And you conjure and create beauty out of a seed so it can grow and blossom and fruit. I was the first one to have masks because it was before the pandemic. I had a dream of an indigenous person with a big hat. And they had a mask with their aldea, with their village, that was encoded in weavings. And so I made masks before anyone, before the pandemic. And I was like, I asked my team, what do you think about someone wearing a mask all the time? And they're like, who's gonna wanna wear a mask all the time? And I was like, but it will protect their anonymity, their identity from like oppression and like surveillance, but it'll also say, I'm from this village. And this is before the pandemic, before everyone knew about it. And I had all these masks made. And then when it happened, they're like, how did you have all these masks? And hand woven, not like made by a machine, hand stitched masks of each village from the people where they're from. And so I had a dream before, so time, it knows when to bend to those who are listening.